The standoff between the two continued, with Quinn avoiding most of the blows cleanly, and whenever an opening revealed itself, Quinn would throw multiple punches, mixing in a phantom punch in between. Once again, another blow landed, this time on the beast's neck just above its chest. Again? Is the beast starting to slow down? Sia thought. But watching closely, Fex could see that the beast hadn't slowed down at all. Its movements were still as fast as ever, so what was happening? It was simply incomprehensible. Eventually, the tide was starting to turn. As Quinn continued with the fight, he started to be the aggressor more often, hiding his phantom punches in between the ordinary jabs. The outsiders felt as if the beast was the one on the defensive, and that it was delivering itself onto the path of Quinn's attacks. It would constantly dodge and lean onto Quinn's fists. Then, instead of dodging, the beast decided to block the upcoming attack. Lifting its arms, it covered its rounded head, but with its movements. Quinn took the opportunity to send a blow to its stomach. At this point, Fex finally understood what was happening. It's got to be the phantom punch. I can't think of anything else. He's mixing it with the ordinary jabs and hooks. But who taught him the phantom punch, and when? He was in school with me, or could it be that the other vampire is teaching him in the school again? Even with all these points, and even if Quinn did have a teacher that was in the school, it didn't explain the crazy amount of time it had taken him to learn such a skill. Now, Fex was frightened. Before, it was amazing, but every time he saw Quinn get stronger, a strange feeling overcame him. He was sure he was always stronger than him. Now he couldn't say for sure. It was as if he was looking at two different people. The punches continued to descend like a waterfall, and now it looked like the beast was getting bullied. The monster that they were all afraid of, a few moments ago, was getting punched left and right by Quinn. I was wrong, Sia said. I can't believe I thought he was useless. I'm sorry, Layla. I now understand why you got mad. As Layla watched Quinn, even she hadn't expected something like this from him. Although the tides had turned in the fight, with Quinn being able to attack the beast several times. It did not affect it whatsoever. The blows didn't leave any wounds or marks, and it had barely moved from its original position due to Quinn's attacks. It must be doing something, Quinn thought. Otherwise, why would the beast attempt to block the attacks? Still, he wasn't doing enough damage, and if he continued like this, his stamina would run out before the beast. Looks like I have to use the hammer strike after all, Quinn thought. There was still a problem, though. The hammer strike may be quicker than the blood hammer, but it was still far too slow for the beast. Another phantom punch was delivered to the stomach. As the beast went to block the attack, a flash step was performed, and Quinn was now standing directly behind the beast. The movements of the hammer strike had started, and the beast attempted to turn around. As it did, its movements slowed down, and its feet got stuck in the place where it was standing. It hadn't noticed that during the fight, Quinn had moved his shadow down to the beast's feet. Holding it in place, the plan was never to keep the beast there. He knew it wouldn't hold it back long enough, but it was enough time for him to perform the hammer strike. Placing his foot down, he pulled one arm back and snapped the other one out, hitting the beast right in the center. For the first time, it lifted into the air, and when it landed, the beast stumbled, struggling to stand on its 2 feet. "Logan, get ready!" Quinn shouted. "Maximum output!" Logan shouted, and his final guitar-like weapon doubled in size. The beast was now recovering. It was about to lift itself off the floor. The attack was effective, but not good enough. Afraid that it might move and avoid the decisive blow, Quinn reacted fast. Shadow Void! A bubble-like space was created in an instant. It was the same as the Shadow Void from before, but this one was a lot smaller. It also didn't encase Quinn and Logan, but only went around the beast. This would stop the beast from running away and would buy them a little bit of time. "Attack now!" Quinn ordered. Logan was slightly confused as what was going on. After all, Quinn was displaying several different skills that he had never seen before. After seeing how he fought the beast so far, he decided to listen and swung down at the bubble-like space where he last saw the beast. At the same time, Quinn prepared himself. He planned on canceling Shadow Void to allow Logan's attack to land on the beast. "Cancel Shadow!" While in the middle of canceling the skill, the Shadow Void had broken itself. This was also an expected result. Logan continued to lunge forward with his large energy guitar. But he noticed something strange. In the short amount of time it was in the Shadow Void, Its appearance had completely changed. The green roots that covered and formed the muscle structure of the beast were now glowing slightly red. It looked as if all of the roots were flowing with energy. They were pulsating, and something could be seen flowing throughout its body. "Did I wait too long?" Vorden said as he watched from a window up high, in a building nearby. He was still waiting for the perfect opportunity, so he never threw the spirit spear. It was too hard for him to find that opportunity, since both Quinn and the beast were just too fast for him to see. But right now, Vorden could tell what had happened to the beast. It was now in rage mode, something only beasts at a higher tier could do. When they feel danger or their life was jeopardized, a beast could go into rage mode. With this, the maximum amount of energy from the crystal inside them would pump around their body. Beasts rarely went into this mode, due to the fact they could only go into it once. If all the energy from the crystal was used up while in rage mode, they would die and no longer exist. It was a move only used in desperate times. The other problem was, if a beast was killed while it was in rage mode, the crystal obtained from it would be useless. Travelers would often try their best to defeat the beast before it entered rage mode. It was clear, though, a beast in rage mode was a lot stronger. Even with his help and the new and improved Quinn, Vorden was unsure if they could beat it. The Qatar continued to thrust forward. Seeing this, the beast knocked the weapon away, shattering it, as its attack collided against the weapon. Lifting its legs out, it extended like a fast piston, hitting Logan in the stomach. Logan was flung back in the air and was thrown several feet down the street. As he was chucked through the air, several of the spiders that made up the suit seemed to fall onto the ground as well. They had been damaged, beyond what they were capable of withstanding, and could no longer be used. "Why? Does the world want us all?" Layla said. Fex, seeing this, was now sure. He had made the right decision. He had been suppressing it this whole time, but with the blood loss, his lust had grown to the maximum. Purposely not healing himself, Fex had done this as a last resort, and it was time to use it. Slowly his body was starting to change. His muscles were bulging, his skin shrinking, and his hair was falling off from the top of his head. Ham flew away from his master, looking back at what Fex had become. He had a sad look on his face.
"So you did transform."
Vorden had the best view of what was going on down below. The two girls, along with Peter, were at the opposite end of the street, hiding between two buildings. Their heads were tilted around the side. It was quite a distance from the fight, but still close enough so they could see everything. Vorden himself was in a building, but was on the 4th floor, looking out from a window. One of the light balls that Logan had shot out earlier was hanging from the very top of the same building. He carefully watched what was going on. He needed to see and wait for the right moment to strike. At one point, when Logan had attacked the beast, he thought that was the right time.
Hi, Quinn here. Wondering what happens next? If you want to jump the queue and unleash all episodes, click on the link here and install the Pocket FM app.